All right, picking up from where I left off before I was interrupted by a phone call. It kills the video. So here we go, right face. So I gave you a real life demonstration on exactly what it looks like with the commands coming from me. And then I set you up for success by giving you those requirements necessary by the learning outcomes of understanding the two requirements of the right face. And then I gave you the commands and making sure that you understand both commands, the preparatory and the command execution. And that would be the second learning outcome that was fulfilled. And then the instructions. And then we practiced together as a team using coach, pupil, and by the numbers. I gave you some feedback on what you need to do to be better and which things that you did really well. And now here we are. Third and fourth elements, take a knee. I want everybody to touch the ground. The very ground that you're touching. It's the same ground that every warrior airman that's ever graduated Air Force, basic military training, had to learn. And they had to go through all the practices and the sweat of marching and fulfilling their destiny. And now it's time for you to fulfill your destiny by becoming the next warrior airman that's going to be able to defend this country proudly and boldly, and coming up and being our future and being our leaders that we need you to be to keep this country free. Smash this right face and step into your destiny. Third and fourth element, stand up. Your assignment today to get better on this right face, particularly of your weakness of not rotating the ball, your right foot, 22.5 degrees to the right. As soon as you put your your tray in the clipper, I want you to perform that first count. And I want you to look down at that 22.5 degree as you do it. And then if you need to rotate it, I want you to rotate a little bit more, then execute that count to the movement. After a while, I want you to start combining it with no pausing in between. But if you're one of those people that had their feet straight forward, I need you to take your time and focus on that first count. And this is going to prepare you for your next phase of training, which is going to be that right flank. Instead of being stationary and turning 90 degrees to the right, you're going to make sure now we're going to be marching and turning 90 degrees to the right without skipping a beat. And that's a fun class, so stay tuned for that one. This concludes my class. So what I want everybody to do is, on the command of go, first and second elements, you're going to stand up. Everybody's going to turn 90 degrees to the right. I'm going to give you flight attention, and then I'm going to give you call files from right. You're going to go upstairs. You're going to utilize the latrine, fill your water bottles up, and then we are going to go over some facilitation, and that's my specialty. All right, go. All right, so hopefully you learned a little personalization. It goes a long way. Teach or evaluate or something. Hopefully that's your goal. What I would work on, if you're a young instructor, I would reteach anything you learned in TQ. I would reteach again for your 90-90. So you get that outstanding, so you know what it feels like. So you know what you have to do. I would write out the classes that you want to do. Just write it out. Transitions, your attention step, the learning outcomes, weave the learning outcomes in there, weave the supporting foundation competence in there, weave everything in there to make it more effective. And it's going to make you a better instructor. It's going to make you an awesome trainer. The more you practice, the more you film yourself, it's going to make you better. If I made mistakes, good. Learn from my mistakes. You know, it's almost April, and I've been gone since February, so you know, you'll lose it if you don't use it. So if I made mistakes and you identified it, just learn from me and be humble. All right, so this concludes my class. This concludes this video, and I pray that this helps. God bless. Take care.